Greetings, welcome to Vivid Nightmares, where your nightmares will come true. I'm Valeria. A few months ago, my friends and I decided to explore an old abandoned school on the outskirts of our town. We had always heard rumors about strange happenings in that place, but we had never paid attention to them until that night. Now I wish I hadn't. The school stood in the middle of nowhere, its cracked walls and broken windows giving a feeling of absolute desolation. We entered through the front door, which was barely hanging on its hinges. The main hallway was covered in dust and graffiti, and the air had a rancid smell of mold and decay. As we made our way through the corridors, the creak of our footsteps echoed in the silence, creating a disturbing echo. Classrooms were filled with overturned desks and books scattered on the floor. The place seemed to have been suddenly abandoned, as if everyone had run away without looking back. Halfway through our tour, we arrived at the library. The shelves were empty and the silence was even denser. It was then that I heard a sound that made my blood run cold, a faint whisper that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. We looked at each other, trying to find a logical explanation, but deep down we knew there wasn't one. We decided to keep going, thinking maybe it was just the wind. We head towards the auditorium, a large and dark place. As we entered, the door slammed shut behind us, leaving us in almost total darkness. The only light came from our flashlights, which began to flicker eerily. It was at that moment that I saw a shadow move quickly across the stage. My heart began to pound and I felt a cold sweat run down my spine. I tried to tell myself that it was just my imagination, but the shadows kept moving, as if something was stalking us. Suddenly, a deafening noise echoed throughout the auditorium. It sounded like the screech of a chalkboard being scraped hard. We covered our ears and looked around, trying to find the source of the sound, but there was nothing. The tension became unbearable. I felt as if an invisible presence was watching us, waiting for the right moment to attack us. I tried to stay calm and suggested we get out of there as soon as possible. As we headed towards the exit, the lights on our flashlights went out completely, leaving us in total darkness. I felt a cold hand grab my arm and heard a whisper in my ear that said my name. I screamed and ran for the door, pulling my friends behind me. Finally, we managed to get out of the school and stopped only when we got to our car. Since that night, I have recurring nightmares. In them, I am always in that auditorium, surrounded by shadows and whispers. I know that something from that school followed me and doesn't intend to let me go. Thank you for watching this video. Remember and dream about your innermost demons. Bye. Greetings, welcome to Vivid Nightmares, where your nightmares will come true. I'm Valeria. A few months ago, my friends and I decided to explore an old abandoned school on the outskirts of our town. We had always heard rumors about strange happenings in that place, but we had never paid attention to them until that night. Now I wish I hadn't. The school